It's day 2 of our hardcore challenge, where we put ourselves and the game to the test with no deaths, no ship claims, no spawning of ourselves into or out of the game other than from our ship, and no game glitches. That would force any of the above. We play as if everything is permanent, with no second chances, and are putting everything on the line in this 10-day challenge as we go into hardcore mode to see if we can survive 10 days in space. We logged out of our ship above the moon of Ariel, in our Cutlass Black with it full of cargo. And the real question is, when we re-enter the game is, where will we be? For this challenge to succeed, we must wake up in the bed of our Cutlass Black. And voila! Mobi, it looks like we've made it.
Don't be too confident. Tragedy is always waiting just around the corner.
That's true, but I'm feeling good about this. We seem to be fully intact. Let's go check our cargo and see if it survived as well. All the boxes seem to be stacked nice and neatly. Looks like we bought a ticket to success.
What's the matter with you? No, I'm looking for the tickets. Get them up. I'll get them.
So, sweetie, where are we going?
Well, in the previous episode, I had thought we would take some of these goods and go sell them either at ArtCorp or perhaps travel to Microtech and sell them there. I have to admit that I really do love the environment at Microtech, with
all that snow and the fir trees and the clean, fresh air and the great change of pace. Just what we need.
I also realized something else about our rules that I didn't mention, but it's probably worth noting as it will definitely come up sooner or later.
What is that?
One game situation that will be completely fair and not considered a glitch when it happens is when the game undergoes a scheduled update of some sort. Except for the back-end hotfixes, most of the game updates will almost certainly return our character to some landing zone of our choosing and force our ship back into storage. That's more expected and planned game behavior at this point, and not so much a test of the game's stability while playing, which is part of this 10-day challenge.
That seems fair.
Let's land at the actual spaceport facility rather than outside the commons.
For what reason? It's much faster to trade goods if you park outside the commons.
Well, this challenge isn't necessarily about speed as much as it is security. It's true that we are here in an armistice zone at New Babbage, but leaving our ship parked outside still leaves it vulnerable to a bunch of different things that could happen. We could be pad rammed. Someone landing could accidentally bump into our ship, which could either blow it up or perhaps just knock it in a way that prevents us from getting back on board. It probably leaves us a little more vulnerable to hijackers as well. It's just generally less secure. And besides, it really only takes a few extra minutes to take the elevators and shuttle over to the commons. When the game becomes more fully realized, these types of precautions and ways to approach the game strategically will become more commonplace. So we're playing as if that's true right now. All right, let's see what we've got. We purchased a large amount of titanium, a little bit of laranite, and topped it off with some tungsten. Let's see what we've made for our troubles. That was about 4,500 credits.
4,429 to be exact.
And I would definitely like to build up a little wealth because I'm planning on making a couple purchases during this challenge. I also want to check out our journal because I've been prompted once or twice about some products being in particularly high demand, which is supposed to influence the pricing. It looks like it's mostly processed foods, with both buy and sell prices supposedly at a premium. But there's also some distilled spirits listed for what is a higher buy price right here at New Babbage. And since we're already here at Microtech, let's take a trip out to the one place I know that has distilled spirits, pick some up, and test out what's supposed to be this special deal.
Dear viewers, this is Mobi. Earth's game has frozen. This could be a 30k disconnect, which would end the series. People, this is not looking good for our hero. Saved. We will now resume with our hardcore challenge video. This is Bud's Growery. It is unprotected by an armistice zone. Our risk factor for losing this challenge just increased 2%.
We'll just go quick and watch our back. Just because we're in this challenge doesn't mean that we're going to stay completely away from any danger or avoid a lot of the gameplay. It just means we're going to try to make smart decisions.
Oh no, we're sliding out of control. Increasing risk factor of losing the challenge by 70%.
Okay, got back in the seat and regained control. It's actually a little bit lucky that this happened here on a fairly open plain with no obstacles or cliffs around.
Lucky indeed.
But it just goes to show you how anything can happen in this challenge. Our ship could have crashed into something, started tumbling wildly out of control, and taken enough damage to explode, in which case it would have been game over. So this challenge is no joke. We have to be ready to react to any situation. Let's just get our goods though and keep going. All filled up with distilled spirits, now back to New Babbage. This time though, we'll take the risk of parking outside the commons. I know it's not that smart, but we'll take our chances. Now, checking this purchase price here at New Babbage one last time, they should be buying for 5.57 Alpha UEC. The actual price though is 5.18. So that particular bit of advertising does not seem to be entirely true. I realize it's a very early introduction of a more dynamic trading mechanic to come, but this one's not ready for prime time.
So what's your plan?
Well, let's up the stakes and go on a long distance run with some high value cargo. Normally, I'd be pretty cautious about loading up with something expensive because of game bugs, but this is hardcore challenge. So we're just gonna go for it, right?
Right.
We'll get some medical supplies at the research outpost on Clio here at Microtech and run those all the way out to ArcCorp.
These high winds are endangering our mission.
We've just got to deal with it. It's part of the challenge. We saw the same things while landing in the hangars at New Babbage, but we've just got to get good and compensate. Alright, medical supplies purchased, and 80,000 Alpha UEC on the line. Now, off to ArtCorp. How's the cargo looking back there, Mobi?
It looks beautifully expensive, but all is well.
I'm so glad they did away with the funky no-fly grid everywhere. It makes ArtCorp a really nice destination. The approach to the hangars feels natural now. Okay, let's see what we've got in profit from that risky run. That's 8,500 in profit, and all total about 23,500 from a few simple cargo runs so far, which I've really enjoyed.
Me too. It's been a while since we've done straight cargo hauling, but the high-risk feeling of potentially losing our cargo really heats up my chips.
Yeah, it's good. But before we leave, I want to pop in here to Astro Armada and see if they sell the ROC mining vehicle. I think it's only at Hurston, but it's worth a look. Nope, don't see it. But we'll also need to check out some of the gear at Cubby Blast. There's no weapons I want right now, but check this out. I like this FBL Core Arctic Digital. Very compact and non-bulky in white.
You really are the stick of Star Citizen, aren't you?
I love the white with a little bit of bling and black trim. And look at this, the Max Flex white torso. I've always thought the hoses and such were a little over the top, but that gold drip is perfect. I gotta have it. I mean, shopping is part of the fun of the game, but let's get going. This has been another successful day, and I'm looking forward to another bed logout where we can start day 3.
Hopefully, if we don't die in our sleep.
Confidence, Mobi. It's all about confidence. And we'll do something a little different next time. See you tomorrow.